having to deal with that. That would be, you know, that's what keeps us up at night, those kind of things that you have to respond to on the court. But so she gets a lot to her face, she gets poked in the eye, she gets hit in the face. And they also, with her three-point shooting, that three-point jumper, there's a lot of where they get in her space and her landing space. You see that way too often, and that's very, very dangerous. And you know, just getting hit on the head and hit across the head, head injuries, concussions, any variety of things like that. Then you fall to the floor, and anything can happen then when you fall to the floor. So when you're going high on stopping somebody when they're shooting to the face, with the throat, it's obvious. You know, the throat, that's a one-off. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But you can crush someone's larynx with very little pressure. 10 to 20 pounds of pressure can damage the throat or larynx area, which is why it's off. You just are not allowed in any sports to go there. And even if you don't fracture the larynx, a blow to that area, you could get some swelling or bleeding and close the airway and get into a very rapid life or death situation.
I feel good. Had a hard workout day after the Phoenix game, felt great there, and then obviously we had practice yesterday, so I feel ready to go, and I'm excited to play 25 minutes and excited for my spurts to be a little bit longer, so that should be fun.
Forgive me if this is a stupid question, but between the weeks off and the back, what is the specific reason for the minutes restriction for your body? Like, what is it helping you with?
I guess it's probably a medical question more than anything, but I'm assuming, like, you know, my load and the workouts that I had prior leading up to my return, like, you know, you want to do maybe a little bit more than what I had done in a workout prior, and then obviously our practices aren't, you know, as hard as, you know, a game at this point in the season with how much we're
In the pregame, Clark made it clear the minutes restriction wasn't about confidence or fear. It was a medical call, plain and simple. She talked about the plan going in, saying, "Hopefully everything goes great tonight, and then, you know, when we get back and I play on Wednesday, hopefully it's basically done with kind of our plan. So just kind of ease back into it." That's not a player worried about getting hit or hesitant to compete. That's a player following a schedule someone else built for her recovery. What comes through more than anything is how much she just wants to compete again. After sitting out games and watching from the sideline, she talked about the mental side of easing back in, admitting 25 minutes still felt like a lot considering where she wanted to be. She put it plainly, 25 is still a good amount of minutes, and, you know, maybe I want to be closer to like a 32 or 33, but that's still a lot of minutes to play, and I feel good about it. That's the mindset of somebody who isn't satisfied just being back. She wants her full role back.
I think just, you know, easing back into it and making sure we're doing it the correct way. So I think that, and then, you know, hopefully everything goes great tonight, and then when we get back and I play on Wednesday, hopefully it's basically done with kind of our plan. So just kind of ease back into it. And even tonight, like, there's been games where I've played 25 minutes and that hasn't been because of a restriction or anything. That's just how the game goes. So 25 is still a good amount of minutes, and, you know, maybe I want to be closer to like a 32 or 33, but it's still a lot of minutes to play, and I feel good about it.
The plan going in caps her around 25 minutes. A cautious ramp-up designed to get her playmaking on the floor without risking a setback that undoes weeks of recovery. Coach Stephanie White treated it as strictly medical, not a confidence thing, not a performance thing, just protecting an asset that the whole franchise is built around. Meanwhile, on the other bench, Chelsea
Cunningham sidestep, launches again, good, again, Cunningham, cooking!
Then you look at the shooting numbers, and it gets worse for Vegas. Indiana shoots 56% on twos and 40, missing shots they'd normally hit, rattled by a defense that never let them settle into anything comfortable. 6 different blowout around it.
Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, where tonight on the Strip, inside Michelob Ultra Arena, the Fever close out their 4-game trip where it began against the Aces. The ball is tipped, and the Fever have it first. Aaliyah puts it on the floor, drives, and scores. First play, first bucket for Indiana. Dribbles outside right wing, 3 over, Wilson is good.
Was this the last game, managing that back to go.
But there's something buried in Clark's stat line that makes the whole night even bigger. That 6th assist pushes her to 600 career assists, and she gets there in just 72 games, the fastest anybody's ever done it in WNBA history. Not close either. Compare that to Sue Bird, the league's all-time assist leader, a name that basically defines what a floor general looks like in this league. It took Bird far longer to reach that same 600 mark, and Clark blows past that pace before she's even played her first full healthy season. That's not hype, that's just the math sitting right there in the box score.
Hand. Kelsey Mitchell is cold.
She's the fastest player in the league with the ball in her hand.
She is the fastest guard I've ever seen in my life.
I don't really think there's anyone in the league that can keep Kelsey Mitchell in front.
And lays it in! Mitchell puts the Fever in front with 10 seconds to play.
It's her quickness, the speed, explosiveness, and strength.
Retreats, step back three, it's good! Kelsey Mitchell with a big one.
It's the 38th game in a row for Kelsey Mitchell, scoring double-digit points, passing Tamika Catching's record.
6 straight games with 20 or more points. Over the course of that, over 27 points per game.
A'ja Wilson and Chelsea Gray on it isn't just a bad quarter, that's a complete collapse.
And I wonder if I could ask you one other question about Mitchell. You've coached against her for a while. She's on a stretch now where I think she has 6 games of 25 points or more, and you talk about speed. Is that a big part of why it is so difficult to guard her, how quick she is?
Yeah, I mean, her motor combined with her skill set it's just hard. She's super fast. She never quits moving. They set a ton of screens for her. I don't know if they're all legal, but she gets a lot of screens.
Buckets instead of complaints.
Becky touched on the reviews in this game and maybe how they impacted the pace. I'm wondering, as a player on the court, how does that impact the flow of the game? And is it a little frustrating? Or do you even pay attention to it?
Yeah, I honestly don't pay attention to it. And of course, reviews and everything is going to get in the way. But at the same time, we shouldn't even be putting ourselves in situations to have to be reviewed, even though some calls may be a little skeptical.
Post-game, A'ja Wilson brings up the officiating, claiming Indiana gets a special whistle and that the calls against Vegas felt off all night. Becky Hammon piles on too, pointing to illegal screens that didn't get whistled and saying Indiana played too physical for how the game got called. Then Hammon shifts to the schedule, saying her team played 3 games in 4